He sits at his desk, the glow of the unread emails painting his face in a perpetual twilight. He knows exactly what awaits him: tasks, deadlines, the relentless churn of professional life. But instead of diving in, he finds himself drawn to the endless scroll of social media, each fleeting image a temporary anesthetic against the dull ache of obligation. He tells himself it's just a quick break, a mental reset before the real work begins. But minutes bleed into hours, and the to-do list remains untouched, a silent accusation looming over him. This isn't about laziness. He's not inherently incapable or unwilling. He's wrestled with this invisible force for years, this insidious habit of delaying what matters most. It's not simply a matter of willpower. It's a complex dance of anxiety, fear, and a deep-seated avoidance of discomfort. He's read the articles, the self-help books, the productivity hacks. He's tried the Pomodoro technique, the Eisenhower matrix, the countless apps promising to unlock his potential. Some work for a while, a fleeting burst of motivation, but inevitably, the old patterns return, like a tide pulling him back into the familiar shores of procrastination. He wonders if he's alone in this struggle, if others feel this same paralysis, this same disconnect between intention and action. He sees colleagues effortlessly juggling multiple projects, seemingly immune to the siren call of distraction. He assumes they possess some secret, some innate ability he lacks. He envies their focus, their discipline, their apparent ease. What he doesn't see are the hidden battles they fight, the doubts they suppress, the moments of overwhelm they conceal behind carefully constructed facades. He glances at the clock. Another hour lost. The guilt gnaws at him, a familiar companion. He knows he'll pay for this later, with late nights and frantic scrambling to meet deadlines. He knows the quality of his work will suffer, and his stress levels will skyrocket. Yet, even with this knowledge, he struggles to break free. It's as if an invisible force is holding him captive, a self-imposed prison built of avoidance and fear. The irony isn't lost on him. He's a capable, intelligent man. He has the skills and the knowledge to succeed. But he's constantly sabotaging himself, undermining his own potential. He dreams of achieving great things, of making a meaningful impact on the world. But those dreams remain just that, dreams, perpetually deferred by the daily grind of procrastination. He's caught in a vicious cycle, where the more he delays, the more overwhelmed he feels, and the more he wants to avoid the task at hand. This isn't just about work, either. It bleeds into every aspect of his life. He puts off exercising, neglecting his physical health. He avoids difficult conversations, damaging his relationships. He postpones pursuing his passions, stifling his creative spirit. He's living a life half-lived, a shadow of what he could be. He knows he needs to change, to break free from this self-destructive pattern. But how? That's the question that haunts him, the question he desperately seeks to answer. He needs a new approach, a deeper understanding of the forces at play. He needs to move beyond the superficial tips and tricks and confront the underlying issues that fuel his procrastination. He needs a path forward, a way to reclaim control of his time, his energy, and his life. He begins to dissect the anatomy of his avoidance. Instead of a monolithic block of laziness, he discovers a constellation of fears, each one fueling the procrastination in its own way. There's the fear of failure, the paralyzing belief that he won't be able to meet his own impossibly high standards. Closely related is the fear of judgment, the dread of criticism from others, the corrosive worry that his work won't be good enough in their eyes. But digging deeper, he unearths something more subtle, the fear of success. The unsettling prospect that achieving his goals might disrupt his carefully constructed comfort zone, forcing him to confront new challenges and responsibilities he's not sure he's ready for. Consequently, he understands procrastination is not a character flaw, but a sophisticated coping mechanism. A shield erected to protect him from perceived threats. It's a way of avoiding not just the task itself, but the potential pain and discomfort associated with it. Now, consider how this applies when you face a daunting project at work. Is it the project itself you're avoiding, or the potential for negative feedback from your supervisor? Is it the complexity of the task that overwhelms you, or the fear that you'll be exposed as an imposter, unqualified for the role? Furthermore, there's the allure of instant gratification. The dopamine rush of social media, the fleeting pleasure of checking emails, the momentary escape offered by mindless entertainment. These activities provide immediate rewards, while the benefits of completing a challenging task are delayed and uncertain. It's a battle between the short-term pleasures and the long-term goals, and procrastination often wins because it offers the path of least resistance. A similar dynamic unfolds in personal relationships. Putting off a difficult conversation might provide temporary relief, but it ultimately erodes trust and intimacy. Choosing a night of binge watching over pursuing a passion project might feel good in the moment, but it leaves you feeling unfulfilled and stagnant in the long run. An additional layer to this is perfectionism, the relentless pursuit of flawlessness that often leads to inaction. He sets such high standards for himself that any task seems insurmountable. He becomes so focused on getting everything exactly right that he never even starts. It's a self-defeating cycle. The fear of making mistakes prevents him from taking action, which in turn reinforces the belief that he's not capable of succeeding. Think about the entrepreneur who delays launching their business because they're waiting for the perfect product, the perfect website, the perfect marketing strategy. They get so caught up in the details that they miss the opportunity to enter the market and learn from their mistakes. Conversely, he starts to recognize the power of small wins. Instead of trying to tackle the entire project at once, he breaks it down into manageable steps. He focuses on completing one small task at a time, celebrating each accomplishment along the way. This creates a sense of momentum, building his confidence and making the overall goal seem less daunting. Imagine a writer struggling with writer's block. Instead of trying to write an entire chapter in one sitting, they commit to writing just one paragraph, or even one sentence. This small act of progress can spark creativity and pave the way for further writing. He understands that overcoming procrastination is not about eliminating fear, but about learning to manage it. It's about acknowledging his anxieties, understanding their root causes, and developing strategies to cope with them. It's about shifting his focus from the potential for failure to the possibility of success. It's about embracing imperfection and recognizing that mistakes are a natural part of the learning process. Reflecting on this journey thus far, we begin to perceive the intricate tapestry woven from threads of fear, avoidance, and the relentless pursuit of an elusive ideal. It's not merely about halting the delays, the postponements that plague our daily lives. It's about recognizing the deeper currents that propel these actions, the subconscious narratives that dictate our choices. It's as though we've been navigating a labyrinth, each turn revealing a new facet of our inner landscape, a new understanding of the forces that shape our behavior. Imagine a sculptor faced with a block of marble. The procrastination, the hesitation, isn't simply a lack of motivation to chip away at the stone. It's a complex interplay of doubt, fear of imperfection, and uncertainty about the final form. The sculptor must first confront these internal obstacles before they can begin to reveal the masterpiece within. Similarly, we must confront the internal barriers that prevent us from fully realizing our potential. Drawing these strands together, we see that the battle against procrastination is, in essence, a journey of self-discovery. It's a process of peeling back the layers of conditioned responses, of challenging ingrained beliefs, and of cultivating a more compassionate understanding of ourselves. It's about recognizing that our imperfections are not flaws to be hidden, but opportunities for growth and learning. In light of these insights, the path forward becomes clearer. It's not about striving for some unattainable ideal of perfect productivity or unwavering discipline. It's about embracing the messy, imperfect reality of human existence and finding ways to navigate its challenges with grace and resilience. It's about cultivating a mindset of self-compassion, recognizing that setbacks are inevitable and that progress is often non-linear. As we pivot towards the final reflection, consider the cumulative effect of these small shifts in perspective. The decision to break down a daunting task into manageable steps, the conscious effort to challenge negative self-talk, the willingness to embrace imperfection, these seemingly insignificant actions can create a powerful ripple effect, transforming not only our productivity but also our overall sense of well-being. Think of it as tending a garden. Procrastination is like the weeds, choking the life out of the plants we wish to cultivate. We can't simply eradicate the weeds with a single, sweeping gesture. We must patiently and consistently tend to the garden, nurturing the soil, providing the necessary resources, and carefully removing the weeds as they appear. This requires dedication, perseverance, and a deep understanding of the delicate balance of nature. The journey has revealed that overcoming procrastination is not a destination to be reached, but an ongoing process of cultivation. A continuous effort to nurture our inner landscape, to challenge our limiting beliefs, and to embrace the messy, imperfect beauty of the human experience. It's a journey that requires courage, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to self-discovery. He now understands, with a clarity that settles deep in his bones, that the battle against procrastination isn't a war waged against external forces, but an internal negotiation. It's not about eradicating the urge to delay, to avoid, to seek the fleeting comfort of distraction. It's about learning to recognize that urge for what it is: a signal, a messenger bearing news from the depths of his own anxieties and insecurities. To silence the messenger is to remain ignorant of the message, to perpetuate the cycle of self-sabotage. The true power, he realizes, lies not in brute forcing his way through tasks, but in cultivating a gentle awareness of his inner landscape. It's about pausing when the urge to procrastinate arises and asking himself, what am I truly afraid of? What am I trying to avoid? What unmet need is this delay attempting to satisfy? These questions, posed with genuine curiosity and self-compassion, can unlock a deeper understanding of the forces driving his behavior. He sees now that procrastination is often a symptom of a deeper disconnect, a misalignment between his actions and his values, his goals and his beliefs. When he's working on something that truly resonates with him, something that aligns with his sense of purpose, the urge to procrastinate diminishes. The work becomes its own reward, a source of intrinsic motivation that propels him forward. Conversely, when he's engaged in tasks that feel meaningless or misaligned, the resistance intensifies. The procrastination becomes a form of silent rebellion against the demands placed upon him. Therefore, the answer isn't simply to grit his teeth and push through the unpleasant tasks, but to reevaluate his priorities, to seek out work that is more meaningful and fulfilling, to align his actions with his values. This may require difficult choices, uncomfortable conversations, and a willingness to step outside of his comfort zone. But the reward, a life lived with greater purpose and authenticity, is worth the effort. He also recognizes the importance of self-forgiveness. He's spent years beating himself up for his procrastination, fueling a cycle of guilt and shame that only made the problem worse. Now, he understands that self-compassion is a far more effective motivator. When he slips up, when he succumbs to the urge to delay, he doesn't berate himself. Instead, he acknowledges his imperfection, learns from his mistakes, and gently nudges himself back on track. This isn't about condoning procrastination or excusing his behavior. It's about recognizing that he's human, that he's fallible, and that he's capable of growth and change. It's about treating himself with the same kindness and understanding that he would offer a friend struggling with a similar challenge. Ultimately, the journey has revealed that overcoming procrastination is not a one-time fix, but an ongoing practice. A continuous process of self-reflection, self-compassion, and self-improvement. It's about cultivating a mindset of resilience, recognizing that setbacks are inevitable, and that progress is often non-linear. It's about embracing the messy, imperfect reality of human existence and finding ways to navigate its challenges with grace and courage. The desk still awaits. The emails remain unread. But now, he approaches them with a different perspective, a different mindset. He no longer sees them as a source of stress and obligation, but as opportunities for growth, for connection, for contribution. He's not afraid of the task at hand, because he knows that he has the tools, the skills, and the self-awareness to navigate it effectively. The true practice begins now, in the quiet moments of choice, in the gentle art of self-compassion, in the unwavering commitment to living a life aligned with purpose.